Ordering fractions just means getting a load of different fractions and putting them in order of which one's biggest. So you might get a question like you have 8/3 and 6/4, 6/4, and let's say 12/5. Now, and then the question might be, which one of these, if I just extend over here in grey, which order these from smallest to largest? So that could be the question. Now, the same as when you're adding and subtracting fractions, the way to make fractions a lot more easy to use is to put a common denominator underneath them. So here you can't just add 8 to 6 because one is 8/3 and one is 6/4. So what you need to do is find a number that all the denominators, and I'll just underline the denominators because they're the bottom numbers, all of these three denominators, what do they have in common? So let's have some ideas. So I would say 10. Well, no, because 4 and 3 don't go into 10. How about 15? Well, 3 and 5 go into 15, but 4 doesn't. 20? Well, again, 4 and 5 go into 20, but not 3. So one thing you may have noticed when trying to find a number that they all go into is often what works is if you simply multiply those bottom numbers together, then you know that you're going to find a number which they all like, which they all go into. So in this case, we have 8/3 times 6/4 times 12/5. These are the three numbers, these are the three denominators. And 3 times 4 times 5 is 60. So we know that 5 goes into 60, 4 goes into 60, and 3 goes into 60. So this is going to be their common denominator. Now, as we saw, the way to transform these fractions is to multiply the top side and the bottom side by the same number. So 8/3, if we want to get it to something over 60, what do we have to do? What number do we have to multiply the top and the bottom by? Well, to get 3 to 60, we have to multiply by 20. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by 20. And that will equal 8 times 20, which is 160. Let's extend this again. Over 60. So we have the first fraction, 8/3, in a new form. It's the same number, but it's in a new form. It's 160/60. What about 6/4? So we have 6/4. What number do we have to multiply top and bottom by to get something over 60? Well, with 4, we need to do 10, 15. I think my mental maths is right there. So if we times 4 by 15, we get 60. So we're going to times top and bottom by 20, top and bottom by 15, sorry, and that will equal 90 over 60. If you notice, I multiplied 6 by 15 and 4 by 15. So the fraction stays the same, but it's in a new form. It's now 90/60. And just quickly with 12/5, 12/5. Again, what number am I going to have to use? What number I'm going to have to multiply top and bottom? And I'll just write it explicitly. So times something on the top and bottom. So with 5 to get to 60, we had to multiply by 12. So that's going to be the number we multiply by top and bottom. So multiply times 12, top and bottom. And that will equal 12 times 12, which is 144, over 60. So ta-da, we have three numbers which were awkward fractions, and they're now all numbers over 60. And if you notice, it's now a lot easier to see which one's the smallest and which one's the biggest. So from smallest to largest, we have 90 over 60, then 144 over 60, and then 160 over 60. Or to put them over 60, sorry. To put them in their original form, we have 90 over 60, which was 6 over 4. And then the next biggest is 144 over 60, which is actually 12 over 5. And finally, 160 over 60, which is 8 over 3. So that is how to order fractions.